Now, just before Thanksgiving break, and at the end of my last video, I asked the question, has anybody seen Dayton? Well, Dayton has been found. Now, he did change his name back to David and did not keep the name that Robin gave him or he chose for himself. I can't remember which. It was a few seasons ago. And no, he did not move back in with his father, David Jessup Sr. He is actually a triple major at NAU and killing it in all three. Now, despite the smothering from that helicopter of a mom he managed to escape and is doing great. He's also making his own decisions. But watch out there, David. Cody does not like it when his kids think for themselves. But who cares? You're already 3 degrees smarter than him. So go forth and tally-ho. Hey fam, hey. After a week of continued thankfulness, welcome back to my channel. Now, if you're just stopping by, thank you for coming, and I hope that you'll consider building here with us on Realities TV Pass. If you're just visiting, it will not cost you $6,000 to sit and listen. Now, some of what I might say might be empowering, but I make no promises, as this is for entertainment purposes only. So if that's okay with you, stick around, pick a parcel of land, show us your plans for your casita, and meet me after the jingle. It's here! Christine is finally leaving Flagstaff. It is moving day. Guys, this was the most beautiful moving day ever for a Brown. And even Janelle shows up to be supportive, brings them coffee, and to say her final farewell. And it was the most supportive, awesome thing. And honestly, this is why Christine says that Janelle is one of her best friends and that she wants to keep this relationship strong. Now, we do find out that the offer on her house fell through literally the day that she is packing up the truck to move. She says it was because of some electrical problems that they didn't know about, but they are getting them fixed, and there are new buyers that are coming, so she needs to pack a little faster and move out faster than she thought. Now, McKelty truly bossed up in this entire situation, found her mother a house, it's totally brand new, came down to help her move. McKelty is winning major props with me. And I remember a few seasons ago, like way back, I think when they lived in Lehigh, that she was just fighting her family to wear the kind of shirt she wanted to wear or the kind of shorts she wanted to wear. But now she's an adult and she is totally allying it with her mom big time. They do a flashback of last week's worst goodbye. And of course, Sass makes it all about herself and says, I don't know what to do with it. Robin, you're not supposed to do anything with it, but sit there and take it. Lay in the bed that you made. Reap what you have sown. Robin then says she doesn't want a relationship with me or my kids. Well, first of all, she never said that. She didn't say she didn't want a relationship. She said she needed space. And she certainly did not include your children in any part of that conversation. I am sure that if one of your children called her up in Utah and said, hey, I'd like to come and visit or just sit on the phone and talk, I don't think Christine is the kind of person to slam the phone down in their face. Stop it with the spin talk. This is the same thing that you did, last season or 2 seasons ago about Thanksgiving. You put words in these women's mouths that turn the kids against them. That is why, if your kids were mad at the farewell party, that is why, because you tell them lies. She says that if she happens to see her when truly is over, she'll just stay out of the way. Yes, Nick, do that. Stay out of the way. Had you stayed out of the way in the beginning, we might not be here. This whole thing might be less. We would still be here because she was still going to divorce Cody at some point, but maybe at more like a 7, not quite the 11 that we're at right now. She says that Truly is stressed and nervous, but I tell you, Truly, from me to you, a better life awaits, and that's truly what we've seen since we know this is all in the past. Robin then says, well, it's hard to be optimistic when a bomb has gone off and blew up all of your hopes, and the collateral damage will be lasting generations. Okay, wise one. Next. That bomb went off at the end of season 1 when you were introduced. That's all I'm going to say about that. Mary shows up, still wearing that green Fosway bomber, and she says that since Christine's leaving has become public, she cannot believe how mean people are. And she's up to here of people asking her why she doesn't leave Cody. And honestly, we all know the answer. So we should just stop asking, because she won't say, well, I almost did. Remember when I got catfished? But now I'm kind of stuck, because if I left the ass hat, I would be like right back where I was. And then it would basically, I'm indebted to them. And then it would prove that he was right. And so I have to stick around. That's basically what she wants to say or can't say. But we all know that that's the truth. Janelle cries at the fact that her friend is leaving and says she's good until she thinks about it. Janelle is left without an ally, and that's always hard. When you are in a situation that you don't really want to be in, or you starting to see is falling apart, you need an ally. You need a touch tone. And so her touch tone is going to be moving to Utah. And as we have seen, like lately, that they do spend a lot of time together, which of course still leads us to believe that she has probably left Cody. And let me tell you, the upcoming episode makes me really believe that she's probably left him, but we'll talk about that. Producers asked Christine how she's doing, and she said, well, it's hard to leave. When she goes out to get into the truck and it's the last of what needs to go in, McKelty says, freedom! Next adventure! And hugs her mom in support. Christine says, I love your humor. Now, as much as I think that it was humor, I do believe that it truly is freedom for Christine. It's going to be freedom to just make her own choices. And really, what other freedom do you need? Cody, in his couch confession, said, I wanted to say that I loved you. Why did you betray me? So why didn't you say it? Where was all this when you were saying that you sacrificed to love her and then you weren't in love with her? Now you loved her and she betrayed you. Which is it? Can we just pick one and stick with it? You really do give people whiplash. You wouldn't be this torn up, Cody, if you didn't love her all along. I'm just trying to say what the other people see. You can deny it if you want to. We see Christine's new house, and it is really lovely. Truly is happy about her room. She got to pick it herself. We even hear her chanting, Truly's room, Truly's room. And I was like, you go, girl. Christine is already planning to relax in the nice tub that is in her ensuite. I love that she showed that it was an ensuite. Janelle is at Christine's getting water for the RV, and Cody shows up. Now, this is when I'm like, let's not be so obvious about setting up this conversation. Like, do you really mean to tell me that Cody was just driving by and saw Janelle walking to the back of the house? It could have happened, but I'm going to call maybe not. Anyway, he walks up behind the house with them and he hugs Savannah like a bro and then tells Janelle that Chris's offer didn't go through on the house and says, why don't we buy it? That is the beginning of the argument that sets Janelle off. He wants her to buy Christine's house when he just said, I don't want to drive past here anymore. I don't want to mourn this anymore. I don't want to think about Christine. Well, let's see what you might do if Janelle moves into that house. You'll have to drive by there some more. You probably will think about Christine, which might send you into mourning this some more. Sounds crazy to me, but if he likes it, and if she liked it, I would love it. But she don't. Janelle says, I want a house. I'm ready to be settled. Cody says, yes, but we're a year from that. Janelle, being the boss that she is, does her research and speaks to a professional instead of saying, my friend said, your friend said, our friend said. The professional tells her that it would be 2 years of renting Christine's before she could even think of getting a loan to build on Coyote Pass. She couldn't even get a construction loan. And again, Cody takes this time to get a jab in at her about buying the RV. Cody says he's being creative and argumentative, but where is Janelle going to live, Cody? She doesn't have a house. So my question is, where will Janelle live? Janelle reveals that she's the one who does the taxes and sees that the money the family has been using would have been there, except that she sees that it's been going to something else. I'm going to take a wild guess and say probably to Victoria's Secret. You can take your guesses down in the comments. Janelle knows Cody well enough to know that if she bought Christine's house, she would be stuck there because they've been in Flagstaff, you guys, for 4 years and they have done absolutely nothing except what? Put a cistern in. And from what I hear, word on the curve is that the neighbors were upset because it took him almost a year to bury that cistern in the ground, right? Of course, Cody tries to mansplain everything and he loses it. Finally, Janelle says, I've had enough. And she says, I want my own house. Now, if you go back and watch it, or if you haven't seen the entire episode yet and you're just listening to my podcast, she actually says it 3 times. Usually when you say something that emphatically 3 times, it is to make the point stick. I want my own house. When we go back to Mary and her couch interview, I was actually a little shocked to find out that not only did Janelle give money from the family fund to Robin to buy her house, but Mary gave the money from the sale of her house in Vegas for Robin to buy the house. Really? So what did Robin contribute? I'm really that's the question I want to ask any of them. I would really love to sit down with Cody or Cody, Janelle, or Christine and say, what did Robin contribute to this home except filling it with kids and all her tchotchkes? Anyway, we come back from break and Truly is back in town and what is this? She's not even staying at Robin and Cody's house, but she's staying in the RV with Janelle. She is excited about sleeping over and doing some stargazing, cooking out some hot dogs and some s'mores, having a campfire. Now, I'm not sure if I blinked and missed it, but did Cody come by and say hey? Did he come by? Let me know in the comments, because like I said, I was blinking and I'm trying to type and watch, so I might have missed him. Janelle says that she's so glad that Truly is here and that Truly is the coolest kid. She even went to the store and really wanted to make this as fun as possible. So she got really sugary cereal and she got the marshmallows and the assorted array of graham crackers and chocolates. She made me want to camp. And y'all, I do not camp. I am not a camper by any stretch of the imagination. I might be able to do that RV for like a weekend, but if you're talking about a week-long camping trip, that's where it gets a little dicey. In all the happiness, Truly knew that she might not see them for a while, that this might be the last time. And I could tell that she was really sad, But as we know, Janelle, Christine, Truly, and Savannah see each other a lot now. They hang out, they do parties and dinners and holidays together, so we know that all gets solved. Janelle remembers in her couch interview that Christine truly was the heart of the family for her. That she and Mary struggled, as we all know. If you read the book or if you've seen the past seasons, you know that they had a very hard time. They even went to therapy to try to talk through some of their issues. But she says with Robin, there were a lot of problems. I would also love to know what those problems were. I might try to do a deep dive and see if I can figure it out. Because, we all know who Robin is to us, but it also makes me believe that although I don't need to pay for Gwendolyn's Patreon to find this out, I really do believe that what she says in her Patreon is true, that Robin is probably really worse in person. Cody shows back up to Janelle's and she shows him the drawings of her casita. She's only building a 2-bedroom, and of course Cody is an asshat and spoils her dreams because things are not going his way, and that's essentially what Janelle says. When things are not all great, then he tends to spoil the plans and spoil everything that you're trying to plan. He says that the next thing that they're going to build is the subdivision. She goes, okay, fine. We need to get together and talk then because, he wants to do it the way that he wants to do it. And he's decided that, but we do need to get together and talk and we need to show the plans to Mary and Robin. Well, first of all, when is Mary ever in town? And Robin, she's got a mansion, so who cares? So listen here, Curly Sue. There ain't much to talk about. I'm talking to you, Cody. What you need to talk about is some new product for that head. That's all I'm saying. As Cody discusses the separation of the family and how the children have grown and left, again, they show us a flashback and Mary is left out. I mean, it's almost as if Mary never had a child because we don't hear about Leon. And it just may be that she has decided, or they have decided, not to be a part of the show. There are several other kids that we hear about, but we do not see them on the show. And if we do, it's very few and far between. He even cringes at the thought of having to talk to Mary and calls her wishy-washy on what she wants to do on the land. And you wonder, Mary, why people ask you why you don't leave. This man insults you every time he has an opportunity. Cody says, there's an element that I'm struggling with after COVID. I feel like I've lost respect. Men don't love women who don't respect them. And that he's not going to break his back for Janelle, and she needs that. But Cody, women call that being a husband. She is your wife, spiritual or not. And so you signed up to break your back for her. If and until she is no longer your wife, she pushed out humans for you. You need to do everything that woman asks you to do. Christine is packing up the last of her things, and Cody comes over into Christine's mind to help Christine move the snowblower. But he needs to rule over something, so I guess it's going to be loading the trailer. Christine is wearing her invisible Wonder Woman bracelets today, though, and in so many words, she says, I'm in charge now. Even in the way that he says, well, we've never had a snowblower in Utah. And she goes, but I have one now, and I love it. Get it, Christine. I say go get a riding lawnmower, too, if you want. Go ahead. Cody says he did all the work, and she says, no, you didn't. Christine's independence is shining bright and bothering Cody to the core. Yes, Cody, because just like the apple the witch gave to Snow White, your core is rotten. Christine says 2 important lessons were learned today. 1, I can stand up for myself, and 2, I don't need to ask for his help ever again. Both great decisions. I concur. He says she's called me a lot of things. She's even called me a coward before. He goes, I guess I was. I should have not been a coward and maybe told her that I didn't like her. But he says I didn't quit. Christine didn't quit, Cody. She saved herself, and I'm all for it. All in all, though, you did quit. You quit being equal. You quit having intimacy. You quit talking to her. You quit seeing her kids. Oh, you quit. You quit big time. All right, everybody, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed your time here around the campfire. Now, when you finish, you're burnt some more. Please clean your fingers and hit the thumbs up and help the channel grow. Please. I said please. Hit that subscribe button and go to the bell so that you are notified when I post new content. Coming this week, new for me, 90 Day Fiancé. We're going to call it Couple Conversations. I'm going to call it that because they are well into their seasons, but there are some couples who always have drama going on and that I find, dare I say, slightly entertaining. Or at least they give me a lot to talk about, so we'll talk about them. And we're also going to look at the next episode of Sister Wives, where Cody is way too close to Janelle's face to not get an open-handed smush. All right, y'all. I'm going to see y'all later. Wink.